Good morning, everybody. This is Pradeep Kumar, Senior Joint Commissioner, Basic Management in Ministry of Jal Shakti, and I welcome you all in this session that is working with vector data in QGIS version 3. This is a open source software, and you can download the software from internet. It is freely available, and I think the latest version available is 3.28. But I have 3.12 installed in my PC, so I made this lecture in 3.12, but you can also use 3.28 as there is a not much changes in the interface of the software as far as this topic is concerned. Now, before we proceed to this lecture, I think you must have some basic knowledge of GIS. I have gone through that your program schedules, and I came to know that in the first day there is a lecture about introduction to remote sensing and GIS. I hope that you have gone through that lectures and learned some basics of GIS, like what is vector data, what is raster data, what is point data, line data, and polygon data, how we can create vector data, what is remote sensing images, how we can use remote sensing images to create vector data. That is the theory part, and in this hands-on session, we will see how we can add a vector data which is already created. Okay, and we will introduce different symbologies in the vector data, and we will introduce a layers concept also. We will have vector data in different layers. That is point, we have point layer, line layer, and polygon layer. We will add those data in our these sessions, and we will make a beautiful map in QGIS canvas. So let's start. Uh, First, I request you please open your QGIS software.
Okay, so this is the typical interface of QGIS 3.12 software. Maybe your interface different than what I have opened. Maybe in your interface you will see little small panel also. You can close that panel using that cross button and see only layer panels will be there in your interface. So before I proceed to adding new data or adding the vector data, I will give the introduction about the interface of QGIS. Means you should know a little bit about the interface. Even in fact, if you learned any software, you should know a little bit about the interface of software. So first, this you see upper menu. This is the main menu of the software. In that main menu, this project tab. Here you can create any new project, or if you have already created a project, you can open it. You can open this recent project, you can save it as different name, and also you can import or export your map to another format, to PDF, that is printable format, and to DXF format, which is actually AutoCAD file. Okay, and you can also import the AutoCAD vector data into QGIS vector data. You can do these operations using this tab. Okay, what actually project is means, suppose you want to work on watershed analysis. So in that particular project, you may have to open different layers, maybe raster, vector, maybe hundred of layers. Some layer will be created also. So that project will contain the reference of all the projects, the path reference. So if you close that project in between, then again you open that particular project, it will show all the layers, all the in the same order which was created earlier. So you don't have to open the layers one by one. You just open that project and all the file, all the layers, you will see while opening that file project again. So it's better, means it's always advisable that you create a new project if you work on various projects. So today, because we will learn about how to open vector data, I request you create a new project first. So you click this new. So this canvas area will become blank and the project name will be untitled. So first give the name the project, you save it. Second thing you have to do, save. It will ask where you want to create the project file name. It will ask the location. Now it is always best, it is always recommended that when you create or you work on a new things, you better create a separate folder for each separate project. And so that every file or every layer you create, you should store these files or these layers in that folder. It is always good to create the separate folder for different projects. Well, it is the best way to manage the data. I have seen in many trainings that user doesn't create a folder, or they just play with the data and stores some other folder somewhere. So their 50% energy go waste whilst giving the path. So it's always recommended that you create a new folder before proceeding to any new work. So I'm creating a new folder in desktop folder, and you know how to create a new folder. And this right click your mouse and it will come here. You will create a new folder. I know everybody know how to create a new folder, and then I give the name my project first. Okay, so this is the folder I have created and I will store all files in this project. Okay, I am giving my project name as project1. Okay, now save it. So now the project name has been changed, that is project1. And now I may start to do any process, any operation on QGIS. Okay, so this first tab is to create project or save a project. Second tab, edit some data. You want to create any vector data, then this particular some menu will be used. Okay, it is, see, every tool has disabled because no file is currently open. So, but remember, this tool is used for editing the data. This is to change your interface. You want to customize your interface. You want to add new tools or new panels, or delete some panels, or delete some toolbar. Also navigation tools like zoom in, zoom out, zoom full, zoom to selection is available. Okay, some, if you want to hide some layer or hide all layers. So this particular view means how you can view your data, that actually controlled by this tab. Now by some mistake, suppose I have disabled or I have clicked this tool. Now my layer panel has gone. I want to see this layer panel again. So go to view and panel. There you can add this panel again. So that is how you can customize. Suppose you want to add new panel, that is browser panel, you can add. Okay, you want to add new tools, new toolbars, again view, toolbars. Suppose I want to add advanced digitization toolbar, that toolbar will come. Okay, and you want to remove this toolbar, again uncheck it, that toolbar will go. So you can customize your interface according to your wish. I generally keep only layer panel and canvas area. I want to maximize my canvas area so that my map become clear. Okay, visible. Hmm. Now, next is this tab, that is layer. This particular tab in main menu is used to create a layer, new layers, new save file layers, adding vector data, raster data, adding delimited text layers, CSV files, text file. These you can by adding layer. Okay, and this means this extra, see this posts, sorry, add layer. See this spatial light, PostGIS layer, these are all the database files. If you work on a big data, so you better to use the database management technique, and for that DB managers or your DB in QGIS. If you heard the PostGIS layers or DBs, two spatial layer, they are the uh, database vector data. So in our whole training program, we will not use these layers. We will only use add vector layer, add raster layer, and add delimited text layer. Three tools will be used in our whole training. Okay, so this particular to add the layers. This is the, if you want to add some or you want to do in settings, initial setting to your projects, then this tab should be used. Suppose you want to uh, set your default coordinate projection system, then in initial settings you using option you can do this. Okay, and this is very important. Plugins means this plugins, what the plugins is a software created by another users or community to enhance the capability of QGIS. See, when you download the QGIS, it will contain only standard algorithms. For example, if you want to do watershed analysis, you will not find any tool here in this menu. So you have to install a plugin for that. Okay, so how to add the plugins, I will tell you later. But these plugins is a software created by another user or community to enhance the capability of QGIS so that other user can take the benefit of that software. These plugins actually created, if you know the Python programming, you can create software. That particular software, if it is workable, you can submit to the QGIS repository. There they will find that this software is working good with your QGIS, then they enable that particular software plugin and add it to their repository so that other user can download it and make use of that software. Okay, now next tab is vector and raster. These two tab you see, it's very important because any operation if you want to do on a vector data or a raster data, these two tab are used, means the various tools you will see against this vector tab, it is used to do some operation on vector data. Similarly, in the raster, these tools are used to do some operation on raster data. Okay. Database, I have already told that if you want to create a database management type of vector data, then DB manager. See, this tool can be used only if you have installed PostGIS in your QGIS. That is very uh, difficult task actually. Difficult, I will say, those who actually understand the database management system, then they can understood how we can use the PostGIS database manager. But not in this particular training, we will not use this. So next is web. Web means if you want to search some data on web, suppose you want to import the Google map here or OpenStreetMap or some data on internet, then you can use this tab. And this one is processing toolbox. If you want to add this toolbox, the benefit of this processing toolbox means every algorithm, almost thousands or 2000 algorithm, come on one place. And if you know the name of that particular tool, you suppose I want to search a particular algorithm of clip, then you can have the name of the algorithm directly, and you can just suppose I want to use clip. See, I think 10 algorithm is there for clipping. Just click any and you can use that particular algorithm. So this actually processing toolbar is very good to means you have every algorithm in one place and you can search the algorithm using this search tab. So it is very useful. Right now we will not use this. We will use this particular toolbox in our watershed modeling. So right now I will close this. Okay. So this is what actually main menu and various tab, and these are the shortcut toolbars, shortcut menu toolbars. Here directly using this icon you can open the project, you can close the project. It's a shortcut keys एक तरह से. Okay, in another way it is a shortcut keys. Okay, and this is a navigation tool. This is save open project. This is to open data. This is to measure line area. Okay, so and this is our layer panel, and this area is called canvas area. Here your whole map is visible. Okay, and layer panel contain the name of the layer and what type of layer it is. It is point or line or polygon or it is raster. The layer panel will tell you. Okay, now in bottom you will see coordinate. It will give the coordinates according to your project coordinate system, and this will give the coordinate of your point, cursor point. Okay, right now no map is there, so it's giving negative values, and this is the scale of your map. This will show the scale of the map, and this is rotation. Suppose you want to rotate your map, then you can give the angle just like this. Okay, and this bottom right corner tell about what is your current coordinate reference system of the project. Currently we are using EPSG 4326, means we are using WGS84 as our coordinate reference system of the project. Okay, I hope you know what is WGS84. It is a simplified model of Earth, means it is a ellipsoid. Our Earth is modeled as a ellipsoid, and that surface which we will use as a datum for the project is called WGS84. It is a universal coordinate system. So, and India is generally using this WGS84, and so, and this is our default CRS for the project. You can also change it if you want to change. And like for America, generally they use NAD 83. So if you type here, the particular coordinate system will come and you just click it and apply it. You can change the coordinate reference system like that. So right now we will use only WGS84. WGS84. Okay, geocentric 26, sorry, or you can also type 4326. Okay, and apply it. Okay, so this is the interface, and I hope you now understood little bit of interface. Okay, Now we will add our first layer. I hope that you have this folder. I have given the link, and I hope you have downloaded that folder and unzip it. It contains all the training data, QGIS and WA exercise data. In that folder, I have this folder also, PMGS data Jurala and save file folder there. Okay. Now this Jurala project, I think everybody know that it is a Jurala irrigation project data. This project is on Krishna River and it is situated in, I think, Telangana state. So this data has been already created using the satellite image which was procured from NRSC, and that satellite image first georeferenced, and using digitization process the whole data was created. So we will use this data to learn the various process in the QGIS. The data was created using ArcGIS, but we will see the data in our QGIS. Okay. Now open. Okay. So how to add? So this is the tool we can use to add the data, or we can also use this layer, add layer. Okay, but good that we use shortcut keys. So this is the tool. It will open a window like this, and then this is the type of data you want to add. For vector, you have to click this. For raster data, you have to click this. Okay, for text data, like you have CSV file or your data in Excel format, then you can use this. Okay, or if you have a data in AutoCAD MES or some this, and these all other data is SQL data. It is a database files. Okay, so only we will use only vector data and raster data. So we will use the vector data. So select the vector data and then go this, browse to that folder. Okay, so your main folder is QGIS. This is the main folder. In that folder you will find PMGIS data Jurala and then save file. You have all these files. Okay, now in QGIS, if you create any vector data, that vector data is stored as a save file, .shp file. Whenever I use this term save file, means we are actually working on vector data. So all vector data is stored in .shp format. Also, please remember, when you create any save file, it also create these 4 files also along that save file: .sbx, .sbn, .prj, and .dbf. Whenever you want to give your data to another user, or you want to transfer the data to another PC, please remember, you should also have to transfer these 4 files along with this main file. Then only you are able to see the data. If you only give that .ssv file to the user, that user will not able to see your data, because all your projections data, your topology information, your coordinate system are stored in this file. This save file is only contain the spatial data, but your attribute data, your projections information, these are stored in these files. So in QGIS, specifically for QGIS, if you create some data and you want to use those data in another software or another PC, or you want to give the data to another user, you better give all this information. So that's why I I told you earlier that if you work on QGIS or maybe any software, you always create a separate folder, store every file in that folder, and give the entire folder or copy the entire folder to another system or the PC, so that you your your data doesn't disturb. Okay, so here now I want to open the save file. So first thing, to reduce the ambiguity, I think I want to see only .shp file here. So this filter, if you use this all file, you select this .shp file. Now you will see only save files. Okay, always select this file .sh file to open the data in your QGIS. Don't select another .ssv. You don't select it. If you select, nothing will come on your canvas area. You want to see the data, then you have to only select the .ssv file. It is a S3 save files, and this also shows the various format the QGIS support. See, these are the format QGIS support to open the data. Means you can open .ssv file, text file, GPX files, okay, MDB file, Excel file, KMZ, KLM. Here, these are the Google Earth files. So you can open these files using QGIS also. Okay, NC file also it support. .nc file also support. OSM data, OpenStreetMap. You can open all these data using QGIS. Okay, currently we are working on .shp file. So first select canal network and open it, and then that particular file path will come here. Then next is you have to add it and then close it. You will see the canal network of Jurola irrigation project. This data is already created. So this data, what you see is the spatial information, spatial data, and you can see the coordinate. Now you will see the coordinate also. Okay, now if you want to zoom in, zoom out, you can use the mouse wheel also. And if you want to see a particular section of the map, then you can use this tool, zoom in. Click it and drag a window. You can see a particular portion of the map. Okay, and this is the zoom to window, means your whole map will be visible in the canvas area. This is most useful tool. Okay, so this is called navigation tools. Okay, and now I will introduce some symbology to our map. Symbology means assign colors and also symbols, so that our map become more easy to understand what actually the feature is. I think you have seen various maps, paper maps, in which you can see every feature is symbolized with standard symbols like railway liners and road and canal, rivers. They give a proper colors. Why? Because it helps the users to understand the map and to demarcate the things, or to see the things very clearly, so that a layman can understand the map beautifully. Okay, you don't have to tell what is this. So it's best actually to give a proper symbology to your map. And the color like that, the color in the general nature. For water, generally we see blue color. So always try to give that color according to the nature color. Okay. So this is a canal network. So I will give blue to this. So how to give color or symbology? This right click it. Okay. And using right click, you either use this style or property. Okay, so I will use property, and in property I click that symbology, and then I will assign blue color to it. Okay, so assign blue color, and I can change the thickness also, width 0.246. Okay, and apply it. You see. Okay, now your canal network is clearly visible. Now this is the spatial information. Now what is its attribute data? If you want to see the attribute data of this layer, you first click that layer and then use this tool. This, if you hover the mouse for a particular time, it will tell what this particular tool does. So open attribute table, click it, and it will shows the attribute data of this layer. Okay, this is the length of the canal, this is the name of the canal. So canal actually has been digitized. Suppose this is the main canal, suppose main canal code is 1, this is the canal code. Canal code is given according to the what type of canal it is whether distributary, whether it is main canal, major canal. Okay, that how actually canal has been classified. And suppose you want to see canal code. Okay, now this is the left main canal. If you click it here, this is the your left main canal. See, it become yellow, means this canal is selected. So it is a left main canal, and this is a right main canal. Okay, and this is a branch canal. This is the branch canal. Okay, so even you can select from this tool also, but you have to select this from this. This is left main canal. So now you know selection means if a color become yellow means this particular feature is selected. Okay, so this attribute data, once again, I think I have told earlier that this information, spatial information, was created using a satellite image, a raster data. And once you have created the spatial data using digitization tool, then you have manually created the attribute data. Means you have to create this table and then manually you have entered everything. Means you have to enter left main canal, right main canal. So this was created earlier, so that's why you are able to see this attribute table. If you want to create your own table, first you have to vectorize, you have to digitize this, and then you have to create this table and manually enter the things and save that data. Then it will become a legitimate GIS data, vector data. Okay, so one canal is selected. If you want to deselect that, this is the tool. It will deselect every data. Okay, so this is only one data we have added. Now I want to add more data. Again, I have to use this same tool, that is open data source manager. Again, click it, go to the same folder, and please select these files. First, balance IP using control button. Please keep press control button and then multiple select the files. Balance IP, then dam SHP file, railway, reservoir, rivers, road, settle point, then settle poly, stream, structures, and study area. Once all these files are selected, You open it, add it, and close it. Now these 12 layers has been added. Now you click this zoom full and you will see the whole data. Now these colors are user defined by your software, but as a user you have to change the color according to the on the earth. So try to give blue color to reservoir, river, and your study area to light green, river yellow, sorry, you to blue, road black, and railway network like what you see in a typical paper map. Okay, so I will give the colors and okay. Now before I proceed, I think I should tell you about the orientation or ordering of the layer in the layer panel. See, it is actually a thumb rule, or you can say, to see your data on canvas map better, you best make your point layer. Point layer means this dot lines. See, this line means it's a line layer, and this polygon, this square, this layer means it's polygon layer. This is line layer, and this is point layer. So all point layer should be top. So reorder your layers like this. Your point layer will be top, then line layers, and bottom will be your polygon layers. So how to change the order? You just select and drag, okay, and make this point layer a top layer, and then all line layer next to it, okay, and your polygon layer will be. Why I am doing this? See, because sometime what happened when you working with various data, working with so various files are there. What actually software does, it rendered the object according to the order of the layer. So first this topmost layer will be rendered, and then this, and then this. Suppose if you make this layer as a top layer, what happened? All your other data is hidden, means now it is covered by this layer, so you are not able to see the data. So that's why you make the order of the data like that. Your raster data and your polygon layer should be bottom, and then line, and then topmost should be point layer, so that you can see the entire data. Okay, first reordered like this. Also you can disable or the data using this checkbox. Suppose you want to enable or disable the river, you will see this is how you can disable or enable the data also from this checkbox. Okay, now I am giving this symbology. Settle point means it's a settlements, people settlements. So I am giving different symbol to this. So here the symbols, variables, various symbols available. So I am giving this symbol. Let's make this symbol, okay, and change the size to 4.4.0. Okay, apply it, and I am giving the symbol, the structure to diamond red. Apply it. Okay, the size is, change the size. I think 2.5 is good. apply it. Okay, this is the structures, means aqueducts, bridges. So this is the structures layers on the canal. Okay, this is settlement point, and you also see the boundary of that particular settlements. It's a village boundaries actually, settlement boundaries. You see that particular data is stored in this file, that is settlement poly. Okay, here, okay, you see this is the data actually. And change the canal network. I have changed the blue stream, make it, I think color is right, just change the thickness. And road, make it black, and also change the thickness, width, apply it. Railway, change this symbology. Railway, I think this is the railway symbol. Okay, change the size. Okay, apply it. Okay, dam, make it gray, dark gray. Okay, change thickness, apply it. Okay, and reservoir, make it light blue, apply it. River, make it light blue, apply it. Study area, I think is a ground, so make it light green. Okay, 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 apply it. Okay, and now see your map. You see, once I zoom, that the scale also change. See, if you want to make a proper scale, suppose I want to see the scale of 25,000. This is the scale. Okay, I want to change to 1 lakh. This is the 1 lakh scale. Okay, and also see coordinate system. Currently it is actually LCC projections. You will see LCC projection, it is a WGS84, and projection is Lambert conic distribution. I will tell you later what is project coordinate system. So here the users has used LCC projection to represent the data on the earth. Okay, okay, so I have given the different colors and also symbologies to different features. Now how to introduce the labels. Now to introduce the label, I think labels means to assign the names. First you have to create the attribute data for that. Now settlement point layer, if you see, I select this layer and you try to open that attribute table. There is one column, settlement name. This particular column contains the name of that each settlement area, and we will use this column to give the labels to that layer. Okay, so if you want to assign label, make sure you have to create a one column in the attribute table and assign that particular label to that first attribute table and use that column to assigning the label. So it is already created, and so how we can introduce labels, to double click it or you right click it or open property, and then you will find the tab labels. Currently no labels is there, so you click it, give symbol labels, and then what the value of the labels, you give the column name in the attribute table. Currently I have only one column, so that is settlement name. I will use this column as my label. Okay, and apply it. Okay, this is, you can also you can also change that text format. Suppose you want to change the font and size, you can change from this text. Using text you can change the font size, also color also you can change. Okay, so that is how we can reduce the labels. Okay, uh, suppose a reservoir, I want to reduce the label, so single label, and I think this particular folder, okay, this particular column reservoir underscore contain the name of that. Okay, this is a Jurala reservoir. If you want to open, this is your attribute data of that layer. How I opened, I once again tell you, you first select that layer and then open attribute table. See, this is Jurala project. If you click it, it will highlight by yellow color. Okay, so this is Jurala project, and this is Sri Salem reservoir, and this is your Krishna river. Okay, this is upstream side and this is downstream. This is the command area of Jurala irrigation project, whole command area. Okay, so today I think that's it, how we can add the vector data, how to introduce labels, symbology. Okay, I request you to please experiment on this particular property table. Okay, and symbology, you try to give different color symbologies. Okay, change the appearance of your map. You please experiment on this, also label, so that you know we can give best symbology to the our map. Okay, so today only this much will be told to you. Now next lecture will be about how we can export this map, means how we can create. First we will give symbologies and then how we can classify the data. After classification, how we can make a map into a printable format. Okay, so tomorrow we will learn this. Now before closing this application, I recommend please save this project so that tomorrow you just open it and each file will be there. Okay, so save and then close. Thank you very much.